Welcome back to Dr. Walls and Friends. I am here with the ambassador of fun, as I understand her
There you
name
go.
is, as well as with her husband, Patrick Doyle. And we've been talking about travel
Yes.
and the importance of travel. And in the last segment, we started to talk about budgeting.
Yes.
Because so many times people want to take these fabulous trips. You know, you want to have a champagne trip, but you only have a beer budget.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so now let's
Not
talk
even
about
beer, near beer budget.
near beer. The well budget.
Yes,
So
yes.
now let's take
The
a
scoop
look.
of punch budget.
Oh
yes.
my. Oh, so let's get it. Let's figure out how should people budget for trips? What is kind of the norm or expectation around finances so they can have a quality experience?
Okay, so realistically, you want to think about how many people you're going to take on this trip and how long your trip is going to last. So if you're looking to do something in Hawaii for like 7 days, you have to figure your airfare out there alone is going to be a good chunk of your budget.
Yes.
So realistically, something along those lines, something over in Europe, you're looking somewhere probably like a $10,000 range or something like that.
Okay.
Disney, a well-planned Disney trip with discount and everything like that, you could be anywhere from like a $3,000 to like an $8,000, depending upon the category of the hotel and the length of stay that you're going to do. And I try and price things so that we're taking advantage of day rates and not weekend rates, adding in things that you don't, not adding in things that you don't have to have type of deal. So I don't add on a ton of stuff if I don't think you need it. My goal is to plan a trip as if I'm taking it with my own family. And if it doesn't make sense to me, either a security way or a financial way, I'm not going to suggest it for somebody else, because I want you to know that I'm, trusted, valued, and I've got your back, and I don't want you to spend unnecessary money that you don't have to. So
and let me insert this. I have a lot of guests on my show. I specifically wanted you to come on the show, one, because I've known you most of my life, right? I trust you, and you are so good at what you do, and you invest in what you do and with your clients. And so when clients have been on trips, any glitches or concerns that they've had, you've been right there with them every step of the way. So sometimes when people work with travel agents, they book the trip and then they don't feel like they have the comfort level to contact them. But you are right there, and I think that's so important for people to understand. And you're also at the top of your game, because you just received another award. And I want you to tell the people about this award and what it actually means.
So our company is worldwide, so we have a lot of agents around the world that do what I do. And this is actually my third year in a row that I have received the recognition as the top sales travel agent worldwide for the company. So thank you. Oh, that's what that was for. Cool. So, it's truly an honor to be able to do that. It is a lot of work. There's a lot of balls in the air all the time that I have to keep balanced and to maintain that and make sure that, people have what they need when they need it, that they have the information, that they have the quotes, that they know that someone is there to help them. I always joke with people that, yes, you could go on the website at 2 o'clock in the morning, you could book with that garden gnome, but is that garden gnome going to help you? No. I've even had people text me standing in Walt Disney World, where is the closest bathroom?
Right.
Seriously?
Right.
But I know where that is.
That's right.
Which is really sad, but good in another way.
That's
but I know those things.
That's
so
right.
You want to make sure that you work really hard for your time off. You work really hard for your vacation money. You want to make sure that it's protected and covered. So you don't want to just throw it away. And there are times when some of those programs don't actually have the inventory that they say they do, and people have shown up there and they haven't had the room.
That's right.
It's just little safeguards that you have to be mindful of, and make sure that you get travel insurance. The importance of travel insurance is very, very key. We live in a very unstable world today, so you just have to make sure that you're taking care of what you need to take care of.
Exactly. And you've also traveled to a lot of places that you'll recommend to people.
Absolutely, absolutely. I try and get around to a lot of places just because it's so much better to speak from firsthand knowledge about where you are. It gives credibility, it gives honesty. So I do try and get out when I can. Thankfully, with this gentleman here, he keeps everything going at home between the kids, the activities, the sports, the dogs, both of our sets of parents. So, we run a very busy household on a daily basis. And then when you're responsible for vacations for hundreds of guests a year,
That's right.
it's a lot. It's a 7-day-a-week job.
Yeah.
Texting, messaging,
That's right.
Facebook,
That's
you
right.
name it, besides phone calls and emails.
That's right.
You know,
And also those feelings that you want to make sure they're having a great time.
Right.
So, and a lot of times clients don't realize you're thinking about them even when you're not talking to them.
this is true. This
Right.
is true. I have a girl group in Jamaica right now, and reached out to them, make sure everything was good, and it's good. So, you know, it's actually good if I don't hear from you. That means that things are going
the thing
well.
that she's great at is educating them.
Yes.
You know, she's had people that have come, gotten pricing, didn't book with her, went on their own, and then the next time they went, they're like, yeah, we're coming to you because that was a disaster, especially
Right.
at Disney.
Yeah.
Because it's super complicated, and you want to get, you know, the most bang for your buck.
That's right.
So that's a big help.
And there's so many inside things that you know that other people don't know.
Right.
Yeah, what are they called? Those like fast
Yeah,
passes or
fast
something?
passes at Disney,
Right.
yeah, things like that, and advanced dining reservations.
Exactly.
Earlier last year, I was invited to tour Alani in Hawaii for Disney. So I was flown out there, and well, I paid for my own air, but
Yeah,
anyway,
that's
you know.
okay. Yes.
So I flew out there. Actually, took a girlfriend with me
Okay.
at the time, and we got to go out and stay in Oahu. And I've been to not Disney. I've been to Hawaii before, but this was the first time that I actually got to center on the island of Oahu.
Okay.
I was astounded by how much there was to do there and how many things I could cover in a very short time period.
Really?
So just even knowing things like that, or the best sort of connecting flights that you need to get. I don't book any flight that has less than an hour connection, because
Wow.
if something happens,
Yeah.
that plane's taking off whether
Yeah.
you're on it or not.
Yeah.
Your luggage may get there, but you might not
Exactly.
get there.
It's
so,
the truth.
so it's really important to kind of know the different things that, you know, really can make a trip, make it or break it,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
to speak. So.
All right. So we were talking about budget, and you know, we're thinking. So would you say, on average, people, like you said, it depends on how many people are going. 3,000, 5,000 will get you kind of an average trip.
Yes, that can get you an average trip, depending upon the location that you want to go to. I mean, that budget works very well if you wanted to go to Phoenix, or if you wanted to go to Las Vegas. Even if you wanted to go to the beaches in Florida, 3,000 to 5,000 will work just fine for
Okay.
that. Key West, we travel to Key West every year as a family, so there's a lot of stuff that you can do down there, and you don't need a passport. However, something to keep in mind for your budget, starting this October, is going to be the implementation of the Real ID. And
Yes.
Pennsylvania driver's license do not have that Real ID encrypted, so you're going to have to get a new
Unless
license.
you can pay
Yeah.
extra.
You have to
Okay.
pay
Get it.
extra to do that, because you're going to need it for domestic flights.
Uh-huh.
So my thought is, just go spend the extra money, get the passport,
Yeah.
and now you can travel somewhere for 10 years on a
Exactly.
passport internationally, and you won't have to worry about it. So if you do not have a passport and you do not have a Real ID driver's license, you're going to need to get that, because if you want to fly to, you know, Texas or Dallas or
Yes.
anywhere, you're going to need that.
Yes.
Even if you wanted to fly to New Jersey, although who the hell would want to fly to New Jersey? But if you want to fly to New Jersey, you're going to need
And
a
these
license
these
to
days
do
it's
that, or
super easy
passport.
to get a
Yeah.
passport. You
Yeah.
just go to the post office with some pictures, you know, 2 pictures, and
That you can get at
Yeah.
Walgreens, CVS, or
We
Costco.
actually, we
Yeah.
did Costco. We went
Did
to
you?
Costco. We
Okay.
got a great deal. Everybody, we got four
yeah, because there was 4 of us
passports,
getting
4 of us,
Okay.
and we got multiple copies of it. I think it was $12.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
I mean, so that's important to put in your budget. But
Okay.
once you do that, your world opens up. Once you
really
get a
does.
passport, I mean, that $3,000 here might be able to get you to Barcelona or Portugal
truth.
or
Well, and
something like that.
some
So-
of the things that, while we're talking about passports, you know, Cassandra's had in the past where she's gotten a call from someone, and someone she didn't even know, and they're like, hey, I need to change my trip because I don't have a passport, and going out of the country requires a passport, and I did not know that.
Right.
So whoever booked that
Didn't do the
person
education.
Right.
didn't
Right.
educate and say, well,
Right.
you can't. You need a passport.
That's right.
Right.
And she was, in most cases, she ends up getting them out of a pickle. That was one
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
last
Right.
minute, like
Right.
super last minute.
Yeah.
And you never know, when it comes to traveling, sometimes you have to pay extra fees to get out of the country.
Yes.
And again, the education piece is so important. And you know, here at Dr. Walls and Friends, we are very much into educating,
Yes.
you know, so it's wonderful to have a resource such as yours. So now,
you.
oh, you're welcome. These people are watching and they're saying, okay, I want to go away. I want to go away. How do I contact this fabulous couple about travel? How do they
Okay.
get a hold of you?
So the best way is through my email. Should I say my
Yeah,
email?
give it to
Okay.
them. And
so,
we'll also put it at the bottom
okay.
of the
So
screen.
my email is Cassandra, which is my name with 2 S's, at mustlovetravel.com. Facebook is another great way to reach me, either at Cassandra Doyle's Must Love Travel or Cassandra Doyle or Cassandra Must Love Travel. I have 2 pages, so
Okay.
it's a little. Just search me.
We'll put it
If
up.
you
We'll
put,
find
if you
it.
honestly, if you put my name up in Google, I'm one of the top,
Of course you are.
that come up. So.
Yes.
Well, not many people have my name.
That's
you know,
right.
So
That's
there
right.
you go.
They pat you on the back.
Thank
That's
you. Thank you.
Any final words, Patrick? Any words that you want to give the audience or any thoughts, anything we haven't covered?
I guess really, traveling, whether it's just, you and your significant other or you and your family, it's a great way to bond. It's a great way to make memories.
Yeah.
And, it's good togetherness time to spend with your family. And I've enjoyed it. I worked for, before I retired and came to help Cassandra, I worked for 31 and a half years. And, you miss a lot of things. You're
Yeah.
flying all over, doing whatever.
Yeah.
And I've enjoyed the family trips. And, I know anyone with a family would enjoy these trips, whether it's, a Disney trip or a cruise or
We're going
You
to
know-
on the Mediterranean over to Rome. I did that
Yeah.
last year.
Yes, yes.
or wherever. I mean, it's great. And Cassandra does an awesome job at planning. She covers everything. She makes sure you have the materials and the education to know what to expect and what to do over there,
Yeah.
as opposed to just getting boots on the ground. I mean, like, okay, what do I do now?
Right. Right.
So she's great at that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I agree.
Thank
I know
you.
my father was the same way. He worked a lot. When we had opportunities to go away, and they made sure we went away every summer together, and we'd take even mini trips
Yes.
Yeah.
throughout the year
exactly.
just to revive him,
Yes.
rejuvenate, and bond.
Absolutely.
Because so many times family moments were missed because he had to work.
Yeah.
But to create those memories together, we have a picture in front of the Eiffel Tower, the 5 of us, and it's one of his, it was one
Yep.
of his favorite pictures that he
Yep.
would just look at, and he'd just talk about the memories, so creating memories. So
Yeah,
I agree.
absolutely. I mean, you look at a picture, it could be one picture, and it can, stimulate
Yeah,
hundreds of memories
Yeah.
of that trip.
Yeah.
We always laugh when my family and I, my siblings and us, when we look at pictures and we're like, oh my God, do you remember that time? And this and that. It's just it's worth it.
And he comes from 7 kids. There's 7 kids.
That's
It's-
right.
it's a
Yeah.
very
And we
large
did
Irish
travel.
family.
I mean, it
Yes.
was
Yeah.
Yeah.
there was travel, and it was a bigger event when we traveled.
Yeah.
But it's key. It makes the difference. I just got back from Ghana. I was there for 9 weeks. And just that eye-opening experience and shifting and opening mindset and meeting
Absolutely.
people is so important.
With different backgrounds and culture.
That's
I mean, and be brave like I am and try different foods
Yeah.
and stuff in these countries.
Yeah.
I mean, like people are like, oh, how do you know if you?
It tastes
Right.
so
Yeah.
different, the spices,
Oh.
and the soil in which
Yes.
it grows in, it makes all the
Absolutely.
difference.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's about becoming an immersive experience.
That's
and
right.
really, and what's your takeaway? The takeaway is we're a great big world, but really the world is smaller and smaller
Yes.
because, you get to meet people from other cultures. You get to connect with them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still in connection with my table mates on my cruise last year from
Wow,
Rome, and we still
wow.
keep in touch through Facebook.
Yes.
One time I met the mailman at the base of Blizzard Beach in Disney.
Uh-huh.
He's like, I know who you are.
Right,
He's
right.
like, I deliver your mail. I'm like, what? Seriously? Really? So I mean, you just
That's right.
you never know who you're going to run into,
Yeah.
and you open up your world, you broaden your horizons, and I think it's wonderful for children to get that experience as well, because not everybody has the same sort of background,
Yeah.
and it's a good way to
And
understand
the
that.
one thing
Yeah.
I want to add, we are starting to do a lot of group travel. We're gonna
Okay.
plan like group travel with whoever wants to go.
Good.
You know, the cruise we went on was with a group of coworkers of hers, of Cassandra's, with, you know, spouses, and it was a great time. It's great to travel in groups sometimes, and
That's
it's,
good to
you know,
know.
everyone brings something to the table. So we're gonna do a lot of that group travel coming up.
Excellent.
And even if, like, for some reason, if, you know, my trips lately, just because I want to get out there and experience things, have been kind of myself with my girlfriends or relatives, or because maybe, you know, the family can't get away for that length
Right.
of time. So,
That's right.
like, I'm leaving on an Alaskan cruise in May, and I'm going with my girlfriends and my cousin because we're going to go and experience it together.
Yes.
We did Europe last year. We may do something else, and it's all about, you know, embracing each other's company and just
Yeah.
kind of getting away. We live in a very, very hectic, crazy,
Yes.
social media filled world,
Yes.
and you just really need to unwind and take a step back and just, you know, crafting your story is what my job is, and I take a lot of pleasure and pride in doing that, and I consider it a privilege.
Yeah, I agree. Well, there you have it. You must love travel. You've heard it from the fun ambassador herself.
Yes, there you
Yes.
go. And her sidekick.
And we encourage you to travel. I encourage you, get in contact with Cassandra and Patrick about traveling, whether it's for this year, a quick getaway, or if it's in the future, upcoming family vacations and so forth. Create those memories. Think about all the places you want to go, the experiences you want to have, and give them a call. So until we meet again, God bless and continue to live your greatest life.
We'll journey on, live my greatest life, yeah. Dr. Walls and friends, 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 Dr. Walls and friends.